Okay, hello guys, my name is Roosevelt Porter. We are starting our assignment on Stata. How to, firstly, how to create a working directory. Here is what we're going to do. Um, go on File, go on the option of Change Working Directory, and then we'll select wherever we want our working directory to be, and then we'll press OK. And then, how to create a log file. You come on the option where it says log, and you click it and you select you, you can type whatever name you give the log file. You just name this one log file, save, replace the existing file. Okay, and then how to create a new file. Create a new file. You save it, and then you can choose whichever you want. For example, just choose the previous one, this one. Yes. Then you can minimize it for now. So go to the next thing, how to open Stata data or Excel or CSV file. So first, how to open Stata data. You can choose the option where it says open or this one file, but we use this one. This is one of our Stata datas. I mean Stata datum. So we choose this one, open. So since we've opened our Stata data, now we can open our Excel, but first we have to type the command clear to clear our variables so that it doesn't disrupt with our Excel. So this is how we open our Excel. We press the file option and then we go on import. We click on Excel spreadsheet, then we choose from our browse. For this one, we choose the data microaddress study. Press open, and then open the first row of our variable names. Press OK. It's opened. Now on the next one, how to check for missing values in our datasets. So different commands we can use, but on this one um, we use codebook command. Press enter. This is our display of the missing values, or all of them, one by one, each variable. For example, I'll take this one. The type is numeric double, but the variable is total forex reserves 000, where it shows that there's one missing variable out of 34. That means all the all the observations are 34, but there is one observation that is missing the variable. Okay. How to check for our outliers? Outliers, we can use this graphics, can go on box plot, and then we select the variables that we want to check for the outliers. This one will select year, GDP, investment, government expenditure, exports, and import. Press OK. It will give us a graph where the outliers are only two in this current option, where there is GDP as we have GDP where it shows we have two outliers in our data sets that I've selected. We'll save this one and then we'll go on to the next, how to deal with our outliers. So since we have outliers, we have to type a command to deal with our outliers. So the command will be drop if we choose the variable name, if you have an outlier whereby our outlier was GDP, GDP greater than 50. So using that command, it shows that our outliers, where they were greater than 50, there are 34 observations deleted. So we'll go on to the next. Um, how to check for duplicates. Duplicates. So first on how to check out for duplicates is a simple way of doing it. You can go on data and then you go on data utilities and then you choose the option where it says report and list duplicated duplicated observations. Duplicate observations. So it will give us the duplicate report, but it says no observations, so which means we do not have any duplicates uh, in our data set. How to deal with our duplicates if we had any? That means we would have used a command of duplicates drop variable name. Would have selected the variable where we have our duplicates, for example GDP, and then comma false, and would have pressed enter. It would have shown us our duplicates in the variable GDP. So since we do not have any duplicates, obviously it will give us an error, no observations. I'll go on to the next, how to deal with how to generate summary statistics. So on how to show a summary of statistics, our command will be sum. We choose the variables that we want. Comma detail, and then press enter. So this is our summary statistics for the variables that we selected. Here GDP, consumption, investment, expenditure, and it shows no observations. So we'll try one to see if we have observation. Space, select year as a variable. So this is the summary table for our variable year, a statistical summary for our variable year, where it shows observations as 0, mean we don't have, standard deviations we don't have, mean and max we don't have. And then we'll go on to the next, how to have to generate an OLS regression. So our OLS regression will be, we use the first data set, which is Stata data. This one. Save. What? We'll go on statistics, then linear models, linear regression, and then it will give us the option to choose our dependent variable and our independent variables. So in this case, let's choose year as our de dependent variable, and the rest to be our independent variables. Sorry. Expenditure, import, export. So place OK. Ouch. Let's continue with our household data. We'll regress it. Linear model, then we'll go on linear regression. We'll select our dependent, which will be expenditure, total expenditure, that is this one. And here we'll select our independent variables, which can be this one, this one, this one, region, residence, type, and then we'll press enter, which is okay. It will give us the following data as our regress model. And then to continue with, we interpret our coefficients, which are showing in the table where the column says coefficient. So the following coefficients, some are negatively affecting expenditure and some are positively affecting expenditure. For example, TA, as we can see in the table, is positively affecting total expenditure, while by 749, while household weight is positively affecting total expenditure by 98, and strata is negatively affecting by negative 38, as well as region, which is also negatively affecting total expenditure by that amount in our coefficient. Thank you for your attention.